Trump got played by Bibi, started a war, lost the wheel. Let's say it plain. Donald Trump wanted to look like the tough guy who could start a war with Iran, scare everybody in the room, then swagger out and call himself the peacemaker.
But instead, he ended up looking like the loudmouth in the casino who shoved all his chips in, only to realize the dealer was Netanyahu.
Because once this thing kicked off on February 28, 2026, Trump sold the whole performance the way he always does: maximum chest thumping, maximum drama, maximum, only I can fix it, energy. He wanted the headlines, the fear, the spectacle. He wanted to look like the strongman holding the map, the missiles, all the cards and the off-ramp. But the war didn't stay inside his script. Iran didn't fold, even after being totally destroyed in Operation Midnight Hammer in 2025. The regime stayed standing, the big regional pressure points stayed alive, and when Trump suddenly pivoted to a Pakistan-mediated ceasefire, even Reuters described that reversal as exposing the limits of his leverage.
That's where Bibi comes in. Because the second Trump tried to sell this as de-escalation, this big dramatic pause, this glorious, I stopped the madness, moment, Netanyahu basically said, cute speech. Lebanon's not included, that was the humiliation. Trump was out there trying to look like the boss who froze the board. Netanyahu was out there acting like he had his own board. Israel backed the Iran pause, sure, but explicitly said Lebanon was excluded. So Trump got the photo-op version of peace, while Bibi kept the operational freedom. That made Trump look like the guy holding the microphone while Netanyahu held the steering wheel. And then came the killer optics. While Trump was trying to market this thing as progress, Israel kept hammering Lebanon. Massive strikes, huge casualties, international outrage, confusion over whether Lebanon was covered by the ceasefire or not. Pakistan said yes, Iran said yes, France pushed for a broader ceasefire. Trump and Netanyahu said no. So now Trump didn't look like the master negotiator. He looked like a salesman pitching a product that was already breaking on the showroom floor. That is what getting punked looks like in geopolitics. Not some cartoon scene where Bibi sneaks up and steals Trump's lunch money. No, it's worse than that.
It's when Trump tries to present himself as the alpha, and the whole world watches another leader publicly carve out exceptions, ignore the vibe, keep bombing, and force Trump into cleanup mode. Because by the next beat, Trump reportedly had to urge Netanyahu to scale back the Lebanon strikes. Read that again. The man who wanted to look like he was controlling escalation wound up begging his ally to lower the volume after the party had already spilled into the street. That is not dominance. That is not command. That is not art of the deal. That is a guy realizing too late that his partner in the operation doesn't actually work for him. And the reason this lands so hard politically is simple. Trump took the risk. Trump took the blowback. Trump took the headlines. Trump took the gas price panic, the war anxiety, the global tension. And Bibi still acted like he could freelance. That's the insult. Trump wanted to be remembered as the iron-fisted kingmaker who launched the pressure campaign, bent Iran to his will, then rang the bell and stopped the fight. Instead, he looked like a guy who started a fire and then discovered Netanyahu had his own matches, his own targets, and absolutely no interest in sticking to Trump's victory speech. So if you're asking how Trump looked weak, here's the clean answer. He talked like Caesar, he postured like Patton, he threatened like Godzilla, then Bibi treated his ceasefire like a suggestion. That's why Trump looked played. That's why he looked smaller. That's why he looked like the noise machine, while Netanyahu looked like the guy making the actual calls. And in politics, that's the unforgivable image. Not just that you failed, but that everybody watched another man make you look like you were never really in charge.
Subscribe now. If you're tired of the fake strongman theater, the macho branding, and the mission accomplished nonsense that falls apart in 24 hours, hit subscribe. Because around here, we don't salute the performance, we follow the power.